Yes, I'm Tom Burnett. I'm the commissioner of the Southland Conference, now in my 9th year as commissioner. Well, certainly day to day, myself, our conference office staff, our coordinators of officials are charged ultimately with providing the best possible competitive academic experience for our member institutions and the 3,600 or so student athletes that we serve, and that at the end of the day is both our primary responsibility and, as you might imagine, our continuing challenge, so to speak. And it is something that we take great pride in, take great pleasure in, but certainly that is something that is always faced with challenges. Yeah, certainly. Our conference, since it was founded almost 50 years ago, has always been known as a football league, and certainly that's something we take great pride in. We're a league that, again, began in the early 1960s, is a league that has won 5 various national championships, has played in 10 national championship games. Actually, we have a extensive history with bowl games, having played in 13 bowl games. The Southland at one time was a Division I conference. At the time, it was classified, and then became a 1A conference. Later in the 70s, our league was responsible for the formation of the Independence Bowl in the mid-1970s that gave the birth to that bowl game. And then since we've been reclassified into what's now known as the Football Championship Subdivision, we've been very successful. We've won a national championship at that level. We've won 43 playoff games total. So in addition, we've produced hundreds of NFL players, and certainly take great pride in our football history. I think membership issues are usually on or near the front burner of any conference, and we're certainly no different. We have been affected by the recent round of conference expansion, and you don't know what's around the corner, but you kind of have to assume that things aren't going to stay the same way that we've known them to be. And next summer, when we have some membership change, I think you'll find that our conference is prepared to deal with that, and that could involve some expansion here in our geographic region of the country. So it's something that's on everyone's mind. Certainly people are concerned about the viability of our conference going forward, but as I talked about our history, the other thing about this conference is it has proven to be very resilient in the face of change. We've had numerous membership changes throughout our 5 decades of service, yet we've always come out of those changes in a much stronger place, very competitive, very much focused on the well-being of our student athletes, and I think that will continue to be the case. I think you always start with your student athletes in mind, and again, we have about 3,600 in our league right now at our 12 institutions. So we're always primarily focused on their well-being. We want to provide them the best competitive opportunities, want to ensure that they have all of the proper opportunities to compete fairly at a very high level, to advance to NCAA championships where appropriate. We certainly want to provide our membership with proper promotions and marketing, expert compliance, television coverage, those kind of things. And that's kind of year in, year out. And I think any commissioner would tell you the same within their conference. So at the end of the day, we want these student athletes to remember their time in the Southland as really the best times of their lives. And certainly a lot of them will not compete athletically at this level beyond their college years, so this has to be special for them. Transitioning to specific football desires and wishes, so to speak, I think our league always has the opportunity and certainly the desire to win a lot of non-conference games, to put multiple teams into postseason play, and to compete for the national championship, which we host here in Frisco, Texas, in early January. So those are kind of the top of our list, desires, wants, expectations each football season. Yeah, I think we've got some great rivalries. In no particular order, I would say that the Stephen F. Austin, Sam Houston State rivalry at its level is as big and highly anticipated as any in the country, certainly in this part of the country and the state of Texas. I believe it may, behind Texas and Texas A&M, it might be the second oldest rivalry in Texas, and it's gotten so big now that the game's been moved to Reliance Stadium, home of the Houston Texans this year, and expecting a big crowd for that. I think we've got some other great rivalries with McNeese State and Northwestern State, Nicholls State, in southeastern Louisiana, and with Lamar University bringing their football program back into the conference this year. They're only separated by 60 miles from McNeese State, and we expect that rivalry to kind of rekindle itself and provide a lot of excitement and anticipation. And then there's other great games. Central Arkansas joined our league a few years ago, and I know they really cranked up a great rivalry with McNeese State and other schools in our league as well. So strong rivalries help make a great conference, and we certainly have our fair share of those. Well, I think certainly in a job like this that's demanding, requires quite a bit of your attention. I think any time you can get away from it and spend that time with family and friends, I think that is very important. Like a lot of people, I am a frustrated yet eager golfer, so to speak, and certainly like to travel and those kind of things. But primarily it's spending time with family and when you can get away from the rigor, so to speak. Yeah, we will go into the second year of hosting the Division I football championship game here in Frisco this year at Pizza Hut Park, and year one was a fantastic experience. We had two high-level teams, Delaware and Eastern Washington, that came to the Frisco area last year. I think they had a fantastic experience. We really rolled out the red carpet to treat these student athletes, the coaches, their administrators, and all of our out-of-town visitors the best way possible. Just had some fantastic social events with the teams. Pizza Hut Park is a world-class facility and proved itself to be a great football venue last January, and with all the good things that happened for us in year one, we feel even better about years two and, of course, year three next year, and perhaps beyond if we're able to keep the game. So, our role as a Southland Conference was to help bring the game to our community. Well, we have some great partners with the city and with Hunt Sports Group, which oversees Pizza Hut Park, that really put this thing together, and just a fantastic community support to make things like that happen. Well, I think certainly while we're still all undefeated here before the season starts, we hope that remains that way, and certainly hope that all of our teams can win their non-conference games and put the conference in a great position, perhaps when it comes to postseason opportunities when that field is selected in November. But I think our student athletes know that we support them wholeheartedly. We've got a great group of coaches in our conference that do great work with these gentlemen on their teams, and anticipate great things this season, and I think rightly so. We've got a lot of starters and letter winners back, and I think it's going to be a very exciting season for the Southland Conference. Yeah, this is Tom Burnett. I'm the commissioner of the Southland Conference. Want to thank all the listeners and appreciate all the good work that the College Football Performance Awards provides all of us, and wish everyone the best of luck.